Good evening. This is my video presentation on the value of play in child development. My name is Tashana Johnson and this is assignment 1 for Ms. Beverly White. The definition of play. Play is so important in children's development. This is where they explore their curiosities in a fun way and also encourage social skills, problem solving skills, critical thinking. So when they go out and they play, they interact with other children and they make bonds and friendships in a safe way, and they figure themselves out while they're at it. They figure out many different things. They encounter different objects, shapes, and textures. So, for example, rocks. Rocks can be dry, they can be wet and slippery. If they're in water, they can have moss on them. So, it's fun to play on dry rocks. You can jump around and play, but if they're wet, they are very dangerous. So that's something that we need to instill in them, different things that they would encounter to avoid any injuries. Same thing with dirt. When it's dry, it is hard and you can run and be merry. And when it is wet, when rain falls and dirt gets wet, it gets muddy and squishy and a bit messy, especially for children. Now this is a direct quote from Article 31 from UNICEF. State parties recognize the right of a child to rest and leisure, to encourage in play and recreational activities appropriate to the age of the child, and to appreciate and to participate freely in cultural life and arts. So it is very important for children to participate in activities in cultures around them. So here in Trinidad, we have Carnival, Diwali, Eid, Christmas. Those are big festivities that we have, cultural festivities that we have. So for Carnival, it's really fun for the children to dress up and play mass and interact and just have that experience. Diwali that just passed earlier, we had dress up in Indian wear and play with starlights and firecrackers and enjoy the culture. For Eid, you look forward to Sewine, Christmas, your decorations, and looking forward to gifts and playing with all the toys that they receive. So when children are out playing and having fun and just being free, they don't realize how much good it does for them and their physical being. So for example, simple as walking, running, jumping, or climbing encourages the growth and strength building of the muscles and building mass for the large muscles. And this is some examples of gross motor skills. So for fine motor skills, we have playing with Play-Doh, things that you have to use your hands, your fingers, and those are some fine motor skills. Building blocks, things that you have to just use the hands for, playing football or just running around kicking, using your ankles, your feet and toes, running around barefoot, your toes are gripping ground and stuff. So flipping over to the brain and more of cognitive development, engaging children in conversation, just speaking to them and having them respond to you, is great for building language skills. So having a conversation with children, it builds their speech so they can speak more clearly. It expands their vocabulary when you encourage them to use different words to describe different things when they're having a conversation. And reading to them regularly encourages thinking, expands their imagination, and their comprehension skills, words from a young age. Building on these things helps so much with them in a fun way. And as we know, children love to ask this lovely question. When they are playing and exploring and getting to know different areas and different things, they ask why. Why is the grass green? Why is the grass brown? Why is that stone wet? Why is that stone dry? Why is my hair this texture and this color? And why is his hair brown and straight or curly and kinky? Why is this ball soft and why is that ball hard? Why is this ball big? Why is that ball small? They ask why for everything. And this is an opportunity for adults to just impart that knowledge on them. Building social skills is very important for children from a young age to interact with other children and build relationship and bonds with them, with their peers, making new friends. While playing on the playground, we know children make friends as easy as they sneeze. As soon as they go out, they just run around and they have a new best friend. And that is very important in building for children. Also, something that is important is teaching them how to manage and regulate their emotions. So when they're out playing, instead of fighting and crying and screaming for toys, it is good to teach them to communicate that, hey, let's share, instead of, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Let's share. So I have photos of the kids fighting for a truck and then them sharing, playing with some blocks. Self-awareness is very important even in children. You have to teach them how to let them feel what they feel and know what makes them feel that way. So when you're happy, you're happy when you get a hug from mommy, or when you get to play a game, when you get to go outside and run, you're happy. You're sad, what makes you sad? When you don't get to go outside and play, or mommy is upset because you didn't listen. When you're angry, what makes you feel angry, and learning how to be aware of how you feel when you feel it. Showing empathy towards others is so important, and it is greatly needed to teach it from as young as possible. So I have a few examples. If someone is sad, the child's friend in class is sad, cheer them up, sing a song, try to get them to join along, play a game, try to get them to join in with you and lighten up their mood. If a friend lunch fell or they didn't bring any lunch, you know, share with them, you know, just build that friendship. And if you're outside playing with your friend and they fall, you know, help them up. Don't laugh at them, and build it, and be an empath to everyone. And here I have reading books with activity styles. So I have here the example of The Hare and the Tortoise, and I have a brief video to show of the tortoise and the hare.
The Hare and the Tortoise. One day, a hare and a tortoise decided to take part in a race. At the beginning of the race, the hare ran very fast, leaving the tortoise far behind. Seeing this, the hare thought of taking a quick nap. The tortoise kept moving slowly but steadily. When the hare woke up, the tortoise had already reached the winning post. Thus, the tortoise won the race. Moral: slow and steady wins the race.
Using obstacle courses utilizes both gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and critical thinking. So in obstacle courses, you know, you have to go through, over, under, around, and, you know, play the game. So I have another short video of an obstacle course. And in socializing with the children, you know, ensuring they maintain that, you know, you put them in groups and have them playing together. So I have two games that I put examples for. So duck, duck, goose, you put them in two big groups or four smaller groups and have them playing duck, duck, goose. You know, it promotes the motor skills. They have to run, some of them have to jump to avoid getting caught from the goose. And I have fill the bucket. So in groups, you give them color-coded cotton balls and little buckets, and each team member gets a cotton ball, and they have to run and fill the bucket to see which team gets to fill the bucket the fastest. So in all of this, you know, playing and going outside, you know, getting dirty, that is all part of the learning experience for children. And it is all positive. If they have a little mess, that's okay. They are learning, they are experiencing new things and exploring. And this is all good. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.